I'm Emily Carter, 22, a psychology student in San Diego caught in the middle of my parents' chaos. My folks got married young, way too young after an unexpected pregnancy. Dad, always chasing his next big deal, barely noticed us. Mom, stuck at home, was like a shadow, cooking, cleaning, existing for him. I couldn't stand it. I pushed her to break free, find herself, maybe even shine. And wow, did she! She transformed, became this radiant woman who turned heads everywhere. Dad, thinking he could call the shots, had some grand plan to shake up their marriage. Spoiler, it backfired hard. His smug confidence crumbled as Mom stole the spotlight. The fights, the secrets, the family blow-ups. It's a mess. You won't believe. Stick around because what happened next, it's beyond anything I could have predicted. In our quiet San Diego home, Mom was stuck in a rut. I'm Emily Carter, watching her fade into the background of Dad's life. He was always gone, chasing real estate deals, leaving Mom to handle everything: meals, laundry, loneliness. She barely smiled, her days a blur of routine. It broke my heart. I was 22, juggling college and a coffee shop job, but I couldn't let her waste away. I pushed her to try something new, anything to spark a change. Mom, you're more than this, I said one night, handing her a flyer for a yoga class downtown. She hesitated. Her confidence was shot after years of Dad's neglect, but I wouldn't back down. A week later, she went. That's where she met my friend Lisa, a yoga instructor with this infectious energy. Lisa saw something in Mom, something Dad never did. They clicked instantly, chatting after class about life dreams, even silly stuff like smoothie recipes. Mom started going twice a week, then 3 times. I noticed her standing taller, her eyes brighter. She swapped her baggy sweaters for yoga gear, and I swear she glowed. Lisa invited her to brunches with other women from the class, and Mom actually went. For the first time, she had friends, real ones. I'd catch her humming while cooking, a lightness I hadn't seen since I was a kid. But Dad, he didn't notice. Too busy with his deals, or so I thought. I had no idea his next move would flip our world upside down. One evening, Dad dropped a bombshell at dinner. He leaned back all smug and said he wanted to try living separately to find himself. Mom's fork froze midair. I nearly choked on my water. Find himself, please. He'd been distant for years, always glued to his phone, probably texting his colleague. I'd seen the guy at Dad's office, too friendly, always lingering. Mom's face crumpled, her newfound spark dimming. I wanted to scream, just leave him, but she shook her head, saying she'd made vows. Vows Dad clearly didn't care about. Later in her room, I sat her down. You deserve better, Mom. You're amazing, show the world. Lisa, who'd become her cheerleader, backed me up over coffee the next day. She suggested Mom try a dating app just to feel wanted again. I expected resistance, but Mom's eyes lit up. Okay, let's do it, she said, a small smile breaking through. I helped her set up a profile, yoga pics, that radiant smile. Within hours, her phone pinged with the matches. Guys were messaging her, complimenting her energy, her look. She blushed, reading them, giggling like a teenager. Lisa and I high-fived, watching her confidence soar. She went on a few coffee dates, nothing serious, but each one made her stand taller. Dad, meanwhile, thought he was slick, sneaking off to meet his colleague. He had no clue Mom was stealing the show. I could feel the storm brewing, and I wasn't sure how long this fragile balance would last. By spring, Mom's phone was buzzing with the dating app notifications. I'm Emily Carter, and watching her shine was everything. She'd go on dates, coffee here, a beach walk there, each one boosting her confidence. Guys couldn't get enough of her energy, her yoga-toned vibe, her laugh. She'd come home beaming, telling me about some lawyer who loved her stories, or a chef who cooked her dinner. Lisa would join us laughing as Mom recounted every detail. It was like Mom had rediscovered herself. Meanwhile, Dad was floundering. He thought he'd be out there living it up, probably with his colleague, but his charm fell flat. No one swiped right on him. I caught him glaring at mom's new outfits, those sleek yoga tops, that confident stride. One night he snapped, "You're trying too hard to look young." Mom just raised an eyebrow, unfazed. I smirked from the couch. She wasn't backing down anymore. His snide remarks got worse, criticizing her makeup, her late nights out, even her new attitude. I could see the jealousy eating him alive. He'd mutter about her wasting time while he came home alone, reeking of failure. I whispered to Lisa, "He's losing it, isn't he?" She nodded, saying Mom was outshining him in every way. The tension in our house was electric. Dinners were silent glares sharper than knives. Dad thought he could control the game, but Mom was rewriting the rules. I knew this couldn't last. Something had to give, and fast. When my sister Jessica came home, things got intense. I'm Emily Carter, and her arrival from New York flipped our family dynamic. Jessica, a freelance journalist with a knack for digging up truth, hadn't seen Mom's transformation firsthand. She walked in jaw-dropping at Mom's confidence, those yoga outfits, that bold smile. Over coffee, I filled her in on Dad's live separately nonsense, and his colleagues' shady vibe. Jessica's eyes narrowed. "Something's off," she said, pulling out her laptop. She started digging into Dad's real estate business, the one he bragged about running. Within hours, she uncovered a bombshell: the company was legally Mom's. Our grandpa had bankrolled it years ago, putting it in her name to secure her future. Jessica showed Mom the documents, and I watched her face shift from shock to steel. That night, Dad came home demanding Mom stop acting foolish and return to being his quiet wife. Mom stood her ground, voice steady. "I'm done letting you control me," she said, clutching the papers. I cheered silently from the hallway. Jessica smirked beside me. Dad's face turned red, his excuses stumbling out, something about needing space, not betrayal. But Mom wasn't buying it. She told him she'd never go back to that suffocating life. Jessica chimed in, "You've been lying to everyone." The air crackled with tension. Dad's confidence crumbling under Mom's newfound strength. I knew this showdown was just the start. Our family was about to face an even bigger storm. Right after Dad moved out, the family group chat exploded. I'm Emily Carter, and it was chaos. Dad had filed for divorce, claiming Mom was unstable and neglecting their marriage. He texted Dad's parents, Robert and Diane, spinning a story that painted Mom as the villain. They bought it, flooding our phones with messages blaming her for ruining the family. I was livid. Mom was finally thriving, and he was twisting it. Jessica and I jumped in, firing back texts to set the record straight. "Mom's stronger than ever," I wrote, "and Dad's the one dodging the truth." My sister Jessica, sharp as ever, called them out for believing his lies without proof. Then my Grandpa Tom and Grandma Linda, Mom's parents, joined the fray. They'd seen Mom's transformation and knew the company was hers, thanks to Jessica's digging. Grandpa sent a scathing message to Dad's parents, accusing them of enabling their son's selfishness. Grandma added, "You're blind to his mistakes." The group chat turned into a battlefield, insults flying, old grudges surfacing. Mom stayed quiet, but I saw the strain in her eyes. The pressure was crushing her. Jessica and I sat with her, promising we'd fight this together. "He's not winning this," Jessica said, squeezing Mom's hand. Dad thought he could tear her down with his stories, but we weren't letting him. The family was splitting at the seams, and the fallout was only getting worse. With the divorce papers signed, Mom took charge. I'm Emily Carter, and seeing her step up was unreal. She dove into running the real estate company, her company, thanks to my grandpa's old investment. Mom wasn't just signing contracts. She was closing deals left and right, charming clients with her confidence. Jessica and I watched amazed as she turned the business around, making it thrive like never before. Then she teamed up with Lisa to open a yoga studio downtown. They poured their hearts into it, painting walls, picking out mats, planning classes. The grand opening was packed with locals raving about Mom's energy and Lisa's teaching. I helped with flyers, grinning as people signed up. But Dad wasn't having it. Bitter about Mom's success, he started spreading rumors, telling clients she was unprofessional and the studio was a joke. I overheard him on the phone with his colleague, plotting to undermine her. It made my blood boil. Jessica caught wind and leaked his tactics to a local business group, exposing his lies. Clients didn't buy his nonsense. They kept flocking to Mom's company and studio. One night, I saw Mom reviewing numbers, a proud smile on her face. "We're doing this," she told me, her voice steady. Dad's schemes were crashing and Mom was unstoppable. The balance had shifted, and our family's future hung on what would come next. As summer hit San Diego, our family found some peace. I'm Emily Carter, and watching it unfold felt like a miracle. Dad's parents called Mom one evening, their voices heavy with regret. They apologized for believing Dad's lies, admitting they'd been too quick to judge. Jessica and I exchanged looks, stunned. Dad, too, showed up at Mom's yoga studio, head bowed. He confessed he'd been wrong, his jealousy and rumors were a desperate grab for control. Mom listened calm but firm and said, "I forgive you, but I'm moving forward." She was a force, now running her real estate company with confidence and teaching yoga with Lisa at their packed studio. Clients loved her warmth. Students adored her classes. Jessica moved back to help with the business, and I pitched in at the studio after college classes. Even my grandpa and grandma, who'd clashed with Dad's parents, joined us for a quiet family dinner. No arguments, just healing. Dad was trying to rebuild living alone, but visiting respectfully. Mom was free, glowing, living for herself. Looking back, I learned something huge. Real strength comes from finding your own path, no matter who tries to pull you down. Mom's journey taught me to stand tall, to lift others up, and to never let fear win. For anyone watching, know this: you can rewrite your story too with courage and love.